And now we have to pay the penalty of bad decisions by this commission and decades of bad decisions. So from my perspective, I'm going to continue to fight for what's right. I was raised over here on Hull and Thresher. My mom and dad are here. I know the value of a dollar. I know right from wrong. Okay? That's what I was taught as a kid. So I'll continue to do what's right, balance the budget with the city, make sure we have clean streets, make sure we have the best services at the best prices for our residents. That's why we were elected, and that's what we'll continue to fight for, and opportunities and job development in our community.
I guess this is a follow-up question from the audience. So are you saying that no one knew that the city was having financial problems before the plan ran?
Well, I think that the city knew because we were bouncing over $100,000 in overdraft bank fees for 5 or 6 years. So yeah, this all came out in these audit reports. But the bottom line is the city, the community didn't know it. And like I alluded to earlier, I knew there were problems in the city before I ran for office. But once you get in there and you see the political gamesmanship and one-upsmanship played by commissioners in this city, and when we talk about the amount of money, folks, when we talk about the amount of money we've spent on lawsuits, and I know this is ugly. When you look at Alice Little, sued the city, settled out of court for $250,000. Joel Patterson came in after Alice Little. He hired the same lawyer out of Holland and walked away with $200,000. All because of a trash contract. James Ivey sued because he did an audit of the trash pickup in the city, and it showed, well, it's not a house here. This is a boarded up house. But we're the ones paying for this trash pickup. Then unfortunately, God bless her, Ms. Taylor. Wrongful termination, folks, $1.2 million, and we brought her back. The most recent one, Richard Marsh. Wrongful termination, folks, $192,000. Add all that up, $2.1 million. So you're talking higher deductibles, higher premiums, and at one time, we couldn't even get anybody to insure the city because of all these lawsuits, folks. So when we talk about, the city and how we got into this situation, and let me just share this with you. When you got a contract for trash, and we're doing the billing and we're doing the collection, folks, for that contract, he's getting paid $47,000 a month, and at the end of the month, or 90 days later, we're only collecting $35,000. The city subsidizing the contract at $212,000 a month, folks. I don't know what type of math that is, but that doesn't add up in my book. Why should we do the billing and the collection for a contract that's not even in the city? But we're losing $12,000 a month. That contract's been in place for 18 years. So just so you all know, this is a fact. Hightower and I have got nothing but pushback from some of our commissioners because of that contract. That's what all these lawsuits are about. That's the truth, folks.
This is for both candidates from the audience. Why are we voting for new commissioners if the EFM is planning on being in Benton Harbor until 2015?
Well, I don't think the EFM is planning on being here for 2015. What he's trying to do is get the city financially right. Hire a city manager, hire a finance director, so the city commission can begin to work with the finance director and the city manager. So there is a smooth transition. You know, because again, they're going to put together a 2-year budget where the city commission cannot touch that budget.
And before you answer, Mrs. Harrelson, I believe, I'm going to do a follow-up as a panel. I think that they added the 2 years from 2013 based on the statement that the EFM made about if the ballot proposals do not pass.
Is that for me or for you?
I'm just giving clarification. I believe, because if you do the current time and the question that Commissioner Yarbrough read and adding 2 years on was what was said in a statement in response to that. I think they're just doing the math in their heads fast.
No, with what's going to happen, 2013, you know, when those seats are up for those ward commissioners, they're up for the ward commissioners. Then in 2015, all the commissioners and the mayor will be up for election in 2015. So 2013, when those ward commissioner seats are up, they're done.
What are we voting for new commissioners? Why are we voting for new commissioners if the EFM plans on being in Benton Harbor until 2015?
He won't be in this, but I feel like the commissioner, someone needs to represent the board. And if the commissioners are there to represent, they can also represent the board. They would have someone who can come to, someone they can ask questions to, and they can take the
I'm going to combine a couple of similar audience questions that both go to the issue of the proposed change to eliminate the 4 wards and create a single ward with all the candidates being elected at large. And the questions really boil down to this. If Benton Harbor goes to a system with 4 at-large commissioners and no ward commissioners, how can citizens be assured that their particular interests, their neighborhood interests, are being represented?
Well, from my perspective, I think that the 4 at-large commissioners can sit down and say, okay, I'm going to represent this area. You know, another commissioner can say, I'll represent this area, and have a sheet to say, these are your representatives. You know, I mean, that's about as simplistic as you can get with going to an at-large form of a commission, this reduction.
I like your response, but then I have a follow-up.
like I said earlier, I have my concerns about that. I really would like to see the wards represented. But I would like, you know, have commissioners that really care about the people in the wards and going to take their jobs seriously.
My follow-up would be this. If the number of if the commission is going to be reduced from 9 to 5, including the mayor, why go to a 1 ward 4 at large instead of having 4 wards? In other words, why eliminate the ward commissioners rather than eliminating the at-large commissioners?
Well, because when you look at the ward system right now, we've got commissioners getting elected with 40 and 50 votes. So they're not really representing, you know, the community. You know, so when you look at large, like myself and Ms. Harrelson, you know, the entire city, they have a voice. They have a vote on who they're going to elect as commissioner at large versus the wards. You know, you've got some commissioners getting in with 40 and 45, 50 votes for the most part. And as far as the other part of, I think, Ms. Yarbrough's question is, in terms of having representation. I get calls from block clubs right now, like I alluded to earlier, that I get calls throughout the day and at night because, you know, they can't get the support of their ward commissioner. So I spend my time, you know, with those issues because I represent the people. I represent the entire community as an at-large commissioner. So when people call me, my job is to respond, get a hold of the right people in the city, and get it addressed, as opposed to some ward commissioners, they say, I don't have time, or I can't come to block club meetings because I don't have time.
Okay, I want to make sure there's no misunderstanding. My question was not from Ms. Yarborough, it was from the audience.
Right.